Hey, this is Alex from Gretel. Today we're going to walk through two new exciting features that we're launching as part of Tabular LLM. The first is the ability to interact with the Tabular LLM model via a notebook, SDK, or API, which, as you can see, we'll walk through a notebook here that interacts with the Gretel Tabular LLM service. Second use case is the ability to edit or augment your existing data. So if you want to add a new column to an existing data set or clean values or fill in missing values, the edit mode is going to be your friend. So we'll walk through both examples. First, we install the Gretel client and dependencies. Next, we go through configuring Gretel session. You're going to need an API key here. So you go over to the Gretel console, which you can sign into from gretel.ai. Come back, grab your API key, paste it in here. We'll go ahead and get started. Next step here is creating a model. So we're going to instantiate the Gretel Tabular LLM model inside of our project. That takes just a second here. It's going to fire up a cloud worker and instantiate this model once that we can use after it's set up for inference. Done. We'll go through, and now we're going to go ahead and prompt the model with the same example that you've seen in previous videos that I think we have as one of our console examples, creating a mock data set for users from France. So here we can see you're creating the prompt as a string. We're also passing in the LLM params that you would configure as part of the playground here. So you can see we're asking for 10 records. We're setting the LLM temperature to 0.8. You can turn that up a little bit if you want a little bit more variation or variety in your records. You can see the model is working on it right now. It's not quite as fast as our inference APIs because it is using the batch mode here on the back end, but it scales to whatever side you need. So here we can see let's go ahead and return a nice set of results. Looks exactly like what we're looking for. So that's a first example. Now we'll move into how we can augment an existing data set. So what we'll do here is we'll take this exact data set we just generated and we're going to give it a prompt and say add a new column, initials, which contains the initials of the person. You can see we're taking this data frame format, passing it in as the reference data variable to our SDK. Give a second, let that run. And we can see that model picked it up and went ahead and filled out the initials very quickly. So we got the initials right there. This will scale to whatever size data sets you need to run it against. So I would encourage scaling it up and share feedback as you go. Finally, getting into a more advanced use case, essentially using our model to create complex answers to questions or high diversity responses, things like that. This is particularly useful if you are training your own LLM model, essentially using our model to create high quality synthetic examples that can be used to train your own. We'll dive into this a lot more in previous video and content or future video and content that we build. But what we can see here is we're asking a set of relatively complex questions. These came from the grade school math 8K data set. We're asking our model in the prompt here, give a new column answer, which contains a detailed step-by-step answer to the question in each row. You can see it went through here pretty fast. It took the data frame that we gave it and gives you a high quality step-by-step answer to that query that you have. So really fast labeling of data becomes possible when you can interact as a kind of a tabular mode.